Hey guys, welcome back to Dexter Ranch. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you what camera I use on my YouTube channel and why I recommend it over other cameras for your farm/homestead YouTube channel. I'm going to be making a recommendation on some video editing software and then just some general workflow tips to help get you started. So let's get into it. When I first started the channel, I was filming on my phone, but I always thought, man, one of these days when the channel makes enough money to buy one of those big fancy cameras, I'm gonna do it, because you know they have that like creamy, blurry background, and it just looks so cool. You see it on YouTube videos, and I always thought I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy one of those, and that day has come and passed. I did buy one, and let me show you what I came up with. So this is the Sony ZV-E10 mirrorless camera. And this is what I bought after the channel made enough money to justify buying a nice camera. Now, this is not the most expensive camera that you can buy. Actually, it's one of the cheaper Sony mirrorless cameras, but even being cheap, they're very expensive. This camera was $700. And that got you the camera and the kit lens that comes with it. Now the kit lenses generally are not that nice, so I had to buy me an extra lens. This is a 16mm Sigma 1.4 aperture lens, and I wanted that because it creates that blurry background that you see in YouTube videos and that everybody likes. And then I have an ND filter on here. And the reason I have that is because when you're in the sunlight, you have to have like a pair of sunglasses on your camera to maintain that low aperture. And then I have an ULANZI all metal selfie stick. This is a really nice selfie stick. I really like this. Tightens up right here and keeps everything really sturdy. Really nice. I have a SmallRig cage around it, which helps you hook it to the selfie stick. And I have a Rode mic up here, a micro mic. So just to go through it real quick, this was, like I said, $700. You got another $375 on the lens, another $100 on this mic up here. I believe this was about $70. You got $60 in the ND filter and another $60 in the cage that's here. So a lot of money spent, and you would think that this is everything that a person would want, especially for a very young YouTube channel. But this isn't what I film on. Actually, I don't think I've filmed any total videos on this. I've filmed a couple of scenes in videos with this, but I bought it. I was really excited about it. I tried to use it and it didn't work out. So we're back to this. We're back to the phone, and virtually 100% of my YouTube videos have been filmed on this iPhone 12 Pro Max. And I have a couple of other goodies attached to it here that are making the video quality a little bit better and the audio quality a little bit better, and I'm going to share those with you guys here in just a little bit. But first, I want to give you a little comparison in the same area. I'm just walking back and forth in my backyard, but I'm going to give you a comparison between this footage that you're watching right now and what it would look like if I did the exact same thing on the very expensive camera that I bought for the channel. So let's take a look at that. As you can see, we have a nice blurry background. I don't think the video quality is much better other than the nice blurry background. But the biggest problem that I have with this footage is the fact that it's shaking all over the place. You're probably thinking, well, there's things you can do for that, isn't there? And believe me, I tried all of them. There's a few different things that you can do to try to correct this. One of which is that you can buy a gimbal, perhaps, to try to clean it up. The problem with that is that my arm, just in this couple of minutes, is already starting to ache from holding up the weight of this setup. I can't imagine adding another 3 or 4 pounds to it. Another one is that this camera does have some, I'm going to switch arms here because literally that arm's done. This camera does have some digital stabilization inside of it. It doesn't have inbuilt or in-body stabilization. If you want that, you're looking at spending $3,000 plus on a camera. But it does have some digital stabilization. Now the problem with that is that it adds a crop factor. And to me, this shot is already kind of tight. And if you crop it another 10 or 15%, then it's just going to get to the point to where it's just right in your face and very uncomfortable. And like I said, I'm using a 16mm lens, which isn't the widest lens that you can buy, but it's pretty wide. And on top of that, it doesn't work all that great anyways. It's not going to be anything like what the iPhone footage looked like. There's absolutely zero shake in that footage. So that option, the digital stabilization, didn't work for me either. The final option to clean it up is something called Catalyst Browse, which is a software that Sony made for this problem. And that is something that if you film the footage right and you take the footage and load it into this software, in about 2 hours you will have some cleaned up footage that is stabilized. Like I said, if you film it right and then you wait 2 hours, then there's about a 90% chance that you could get some good footage. I didn't want to add 2 more hours to my workflow. If there's one thing about a YouTube channel is that it takes time. So the biggest thing for me is that I can have a very quick and clean workflow. And like I said, adding 2 more hours just was not an option. So I'm going to put this heavy thing down and grab the other phone, and we'll move on to the other accessories that I have with the iPhone, and I'll tell you a little bit more why I ended up going back to it. The accessories that I use with the iPhone are all laid out right here. This is a DJI Osmo Mobile 3, and that is just a gimbal that is for a phone. And it has a magnet that goes on the back of your phone there, and it just magnetizes to this thing, and you can move your phone around all different ways, and it has all kinds of other stuff that you can do with it. It's really nice. As you can see, or hopefully you can see that there, it's very dirty because I use it on a farm around cows. So that's another reason to stick with the phone, in my view. You're going to be using this stuff out there around the cattle or around your animals. Your camera is going to get dropped. It is going to get dirty. And taking a real nice camera that is like the one I'm filming with right now out there to do those kinds of things, I learned quickly was not a good idea. The other thing I have here is a Movo wireless mic. And this plugs in to the iPhone, right? And then you pin the mic on your shirt or wherever. I dropped this again out there in the barnyard. Things get dirty, they get broken easily when you're making these kind of videos. So I dropped it and I broke the battery case, so I have tape on there. But I'll have links for all of this stuff, and I recommend all of it, especially this gimbal. The gimbal is made the videos so much better and so much smoother because it takes the iPhone wouldn't have much shake anyways, but it just makes it so much easier to film with and to move smoothly with. So like I said, I'll have links below where you can buy all of this stuff. If you want to look up more information on any of this stuff, Like I said, this is called the DJI Osmo 3. And this is a Movo wireless mic. It's called the Edge RDX, or RXD, I'm sorry. Edge RXD. So those two accessories are, I think, a must for anybody that's going to be filming on a phone like this. I filmed 1 or 2 videos without those two things, and I quickly found out that I was going to need some sort of an external mic. The wind is always blowing at least a little bit, and the built-in microphone in any camera really, but the built-in microphone in the iPhone picks up the wind even if it's just a little bit. And this mic makes it to where, like right now, it's windy enough to where if I was filming without this mic, the audio would be unusable. So it's very important to have that, and it just fits with this gimbal, and the whole setup just works really nice. It's really, really light. I can walk around and talk for an hour and my arm won't get tired holding this, where with the other one I can talk for about 2 minutes and I have to switch arms. So like I said, those two accessories are very, very important. Again, the links are down below if you're interested in buying yourself some of those. Now, as far as video editing software, this is another reason why I went back to the iPhone. When you're using a regular camera, you're filming onto an SD card. And now you're talking about taking the SD card and getting that file into a computer somewhere and then going to some sort of software, whatever your software of choice on a computer is, and editing it like that. And editing takes a while. No matter what you use, it takes a while. And I prefer to do it like this, rather than being stuck in front of a computer for 3 or 4 hours or however long it takes to edit a video. So for video editing, I use an app out of the App Store, and it's available for Android or iPhone, whatever you have, but it's called VideoLeap. So check that out, VideoLeap. I just found it to be very user-friendly. It has a lot of different transitions. It exports the file quickly when you're done, and it just worked out really, really well for me. It does charge you to use that one, but if you're looking for a free app to do it on your phone, I would recommend iMovie, which that's loaded on your iPhone. If you use an iPhone, that's comes with the operating system, and it works really well. Also, I just didn't find it as user-friendly, and it doesn't have as many options or transitions or different things like that, but it'll definitely get you by if you want to use that. So those would be my 2 recommendations for video editing softwares. So guys, like I said, the biggest thing for me is being able to make a video quickly yet make a quality video, and these are the things that I have found that have helped me to be able to do that. I'm able to shoot the video on the phone. I edit the video on the phone. I use an app called Pixomatic to make my thumbnails, so check that out. It's called Pixomatic, and that's been very helpful to just grab a shot out of the video, turn it into a picture, and you can take it in there, you can cut it out, lay it over other ones. It's got a lot of features, so check that one out, Pixomatic. But these have been the things that I have found very helpful. If they were helpful to you, make sure you hit that like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed to Dexter Ranch yet, we're really close to 3,000 subscribers, so help me out and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.